Hello and welcome to some long-lost Diecast Restos footage. My name is Jason and this is the Matchbox 52B B.R.M. It was produced by Lesney from 1965 to 1969. Models are most frequently found in blue, but rare versions came in red, while even rarer versions were dark red or dark blue. This one is missing its decals, which again would more commonly be number 5, but number 3 decals have appeared on some blue castings. The casting itself is based on the BRM P261 Formula 1 racing car that first entered into the World Championship in 1964. Here is a look at the distinctive rear, and this is the overall look of the car. BRM were a British Formula 1 constructor that entered into 197 Grand Prix between 1951 and 1977. The team won 17 of the 197 races and claimed the 1962 Constructors' Championship, handing driver Graham Hill his first of his 2 Drivers' Championships. The P261 was the first monocoque chassis built by British Racing Motors, or BRM, following in the footsteps of the trailblazing 1962 Lotus 25. I restored the Matchbox model of the 25 back in February, and I'll drop the link here. The P261 debuted in a non-championship race at Snetterton in March 1964. Hill qualified second, but an accident spelt an early retirement for the car. You can tell this is an old recording of mine due to the use of paint stripper. It was a slow old process, and I much prefer using caustic soda these days. The P261 made its competitive debut at the 1964 Monaco Grand Prix. Hill qualified third, with his American teammate Richie Ginther back in 8th. Hill set the fastest lap in the race and went on to win, while Ginther came home in second. Hill took 3 consecutive second places at Rouen, Brands Hatch and the Nürburgring, before recording his second championship victory of the season at Watkins Glen. With the championship still up for grabs at the Mexican Grand Prix season finale, Hill finished outside the points, handing the Drivers' Championship to motorcycle world champion John Surtees in his Ferrari. Surtees won by a single point over compatriot Hill. BRM accrued enough points to finish the season second only to Ferrari, at a time when only the 6 best round results counted towards the final standings. BRM signed young Scotsman Jackie Stewart to replace Ginther for the 1965 season. In his first outing for the team, Stewart finished second in the Race of Champions. Over the course of the championship season, the BRM at the hands of Hill and Stewart had vastly improved reliability. They recorded points finishes at all but 4 of the P261's 20 entries. Hill again won at Monaco and the US Grand Prix, while Stewart chalked up his first Grand Prix victory at Monza. Jim Clark's remarkable 6 wins from 6 entries in his Lotus 33 and Lotus 25 sealed him the championship, while Hill finished second once more. Stewart finished third overall in his debut season. By 1966, while BRM's competitors Brabham, Cooper and Ferrari had secured new enlarged 3-litre displacement engines, the team were relying on an uprated 1.9-litre unit based on their old engine. Despite this, Stewart won at Monaco, which was to be the P261's final victory. The car would be replaced by the P83 towards the end of the season. Now the colour of this car is a bit unusual. BRM's cars were usually typically British racing green, a deep shade of green, often with an orange surround on the nose. That was pre-sponsorship era though. The cars changed colour a couple of times during the 1970s, mostly owing to the influx of cash from tobacco sponsorship. I couldn't find any reference to a blue BRM, unlike the 19D Lotus that appeared in a similar green to the real Lotus 25. The blue BRM was seemingly an aesthetic choice. By 1966, the P261 had been purchased by privateer teams. It was entered by Bernard White Racing in 1966 to 1968 and by Reg Parnell Racing in 1967. The car's final championship entry was at the 1968 Italian Grand Prix, where gentleman driver Frank Gardner failed to qualify. The Owen organisation withdrew backing for the team in 1974. After this, BRM entries consisted only of old chassis during the 1975 to 1977 seasons under a variety of different drivers. The team's final entry was in the 1977 Italian Grand Prix, where Belgian driver Teddy Pillet failed to qualify. It was quite a fall from grace for the one-time championship-winning team. Now you may think, with the application of the waterslide decals, this restoration would nearly be finished. Au contraire. My use of a barrel-aged feta receptacle indicates this recording is fairly aged. Yep, some time has passed. Now here we are in October 2020. What happened was I stuffed up the final decal on the nose of the car. I thought I'd just order a replacement with my next bulk parts order, but I haven't needed to order for a while, so it's just well and truly sat on the back burner. Now, finally, 15 months later, I put the finishing touches on the BRM. So this is how the 52B B.R.M looked all that time ago. It had all of its tyres, thankfully. They were just hanging onto the axles, and luckily hadn't come off the other way. It needed a lick of new paint, and of course the 15-month in the making replacement decals. In that time, I'd also managed to source a replacement driver too. And here's how the relaxed race car now looks. I have given the tyres a coat of CITADEL gloss, so they stay fixed to the clean yellow hubs a lot better now. My reproduction driver is sitting attentively at the wheel of his new French blue race car. I am tempted to do an accurate custom of one of these in the racing green and orange BRM combo sometime in the future. The exhaust tips I've touched up with a little bit of Molotov chrome to brighten them up a smidgen. And of course, the blasted decals that caused me such a delay in the release of this video. Eventually they arrived, and now it is finally complete. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and do hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. A link to my Patreon page can be found at the end of the video, where you'll see a side-by-side comparison of the 52B and the 19D Lotus. So that just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.